the other day I scanned a retro Nike. That's a pretty cool, interesting product to show off. Pull it up. But yeah, I mean, I'm really curious. Does anybody have questions about scanning, or am I the only one whose mic is live?
Yeah, most everyone else is going to be muted. Usually
Gotcha.
they communicate in the text channel, which now I think people would just be in the WIP channel that's right above the live stream.
Okay.
We had a question from Mythostudios was asking what you're using to scan.
Okay, so the studio that I work for, we're also a reseller. So we sell the Einscan scanner platform. It's a scanner made by a company called Shining 3D. They're based in China. They're a cool company. They have a wide offering of scanners. The thing with 3D scanners is that like a lot of them are optimized for certain use cases. So some scanners are better at scanning certain types of surfaces, like reflective or dark surfaces, like blacks. You might want to use a laser scanner. There's another technology called structured light, which is kind of like the general use case scanner technology. Yeah. So we use Einscan scanners. A really expensive, like $10,000 scanner package I use day to day.
And Maria's out.
Yo, Falk, what would be the process? Human.
To scan a person, someone asked me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned earlier I worked for a studio where I did that, like regularly, and you need a tool. It's called a multi-camera array. So it's you've maybe seen it in like a Hollywood behind the scenes. It's where you stand into this circle of cameras, and they all fire at the same time. So it's the issue with scanning is that it's a static process. So you need your subject to be still, and people can't stay still long enough typically for most scanning technologies. So you use a multi-camera array because all the camera positions are already where they need to be in space, and then you just press a button really, and they all fire at the same time, and then you get this this data set of images that you can process using what's called photogrammetry software. So it's taking a scan by taking pictures. And because you're taking pictures, you're able to freeze motion and capture the person perfectly still from every angle at the same time. That's the best way to scan a person.
Okay.
How far out do you think we are from having photorealistic scans in a real-time situation like games?
We already do have really detailed photorealistic models for real-time applications. Scanning is part of that that pipeline. You can take scan reference, refine it. You can take details and bake it down to maps, which lets you operate at real time. I'm not as well versed in real time or VR game engine applications. I'm not a game artist, but 3D scanning is how you're able to capture photorealistic likeness and detail for character work, for sure.
If anyone has any questions, also please ask in the WIP channel.
There's more questions? Did I miss a question?
Well, we'll see about this now.
I don't see any new ones coming through. Is there? Oh, here we go. Are there any good mobile apps to recommend for small object capture?
Sure. Turnio is an app that I've looked at from a company that I like how they approach 3D scanning. They've even recently released, I think, like an HD like version of their app that lets you combine DSLR images. So the whole thing with scanning with your phone, it's going to be crap. If you've used any like mobile app or yeah, like any kind of scanning with your phone, it's probably almost going to be crap. But it could be reference, so it's something to work with, really. It's something that you could be refined. Like I was trying to explain, this one company, they're allowing you to bringing DSLR images into your data set to kind of enhance your capture from your phone. But 3D scanning technologies, to get a good scan, I would recommend you explore either photogrammetry, which you can take pictures with your phone and process them on your desktop and produce a better scan than you could ever produce with the iPhone's LiDAR scanner or any of those cheap sensors. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's great. Are there any specific mobile apps that are
Okay, cool.
less
So
crap?
picture-
Questions from BB Studios.
So again, if you want to use your phone, I recommend photogrammetry, where you're taking pictures of your subject from every angle and then processing it on your computer. There's no app on the phone that's utilizing the phone's, because the new iPhones, they have LiDAR. It's called LiDAR. It's not really LiDAR. It's a time of flight sensor, but they have a 3D sensor built in, which is cool. And it kind of democratizes 3D data. So you can capture 3D data wherever you are with this kind of device, which is cool, but it's going to be crap. There's no way to enhance the quality of the sensor. So if you want to use your phone, I recommend taking pictures with your phone for a photogrammetry process.
Did you mention the name of the product they use for stitching together photogrammetry images?
I didn't. There's a whole slew of software. The one that I use is called Reality Capture. It's kind of like a industry standard production tool at this point. There's also Agisoft. There's 3ds Zephyr. There's Regard 3D. There's Autodesk Recap. There's all kinds of tools for processing the photos. So I would recommend you explore and see what works best for you.
Nice. Yeah, we have just a few minutes left. I don't know if there's any upcoming projects or things you're getting into that you'd like to talk about. Feel free to share.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys follow me on Instagram, FALSEDEITIES, False Deities. I'm constantly posting like scan projects that I'm working on. I've had the opportunity to go to a bunch of museums recently and do some scans. Scanning again is like a tool to digitize real life objects, and the applications for that can be, wide and varied, from prosthetics, art applications, entertainment, games, NFTs, making art. So I will scan anything that someone pays me to scan. So.
Thanks, Byron. Ron.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, dude. Good to
Yeah,
have you.
thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. This is a really cool community. Um, I'll try to keep listening. Well, I'm here in the office right now.
Cool. We have a couple minutes left until we kick off the intro. I just want to thank you once more, Damani, for stopping through and telling us about what you're doing with the scanning. I saw a tweet before I knew you were going to be speaking at this pre-WIP seminar slot, and I was like, oh man, I saw the face wrapping around the CryptoVoxel avatar head. I'm like, that actually looks real. And it's pretty crazy to kind of get a little bit of insight into how you actually made that happen. So that was really cool. Just, yeah, thank you for taking time out of your workday, man, for joining us and
Thank you.
educating.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, we have a couple minutes left. Rizzle, I don't know if you want to put your DJ gloves back on and throw up a song. And then after that, we probably get the intro started and get into the season finale of the WIP right after that. Damn, that was that was perfect. I can't think of a better way to get started
Can't go
than
wrong.
that outro. Yeah, who did that? Was that Dragonade or is that you, Rizzle?
That was me, dude. It's all me.
Wow, man. Season 4, y'all. Finishing off strong. Rizzle is, wow, just spinning on all gears. Everything's well oiled. We have the whole WIP crew with us today. We had a really, really cool pre-WIP seminar again, courtesy of Trippy Yogi. And yeah, if anyone has any cool topic that you want to talk about or introduce to the WIP fam during those pre-WIP seminar slots, hit up Trippy Yogi. He'll get you scheduled in. We'll get you paid and all that good stuff. because, oh yeah, there is a speaker stipend that we provide our speakers. So speak up, hit up Trippy Yogi. It's all about getting everyone on board that has something really cool and interesting to talk about. Yeah. I didn't know this until a couple weeks ago when I got handed off with the payment stuff. So yeah. FYI for the whole WIP fam. And if you didn't know, this is Matthew talking. Welcome back, everyone, to the WIP. As we've been talking about in the chat, this is the season finale of season 4. We kind of make these things up. I have no idea how many episodes deep we are. We're like 3.5 months into this season currently. We have a really, really strong slate of speakers today. We're going to kick things off with David Myzel, who is the co-founder of Marvel Studios. No big deal. Shout out to Aisha from MakersPlace for hooking us up with David. Really excited to hear about what David has cooking up in his universe. And if everyone is in Crypto Voxels, you'll notice that we're at the Rendar event space. That's because Mark, Rendar, and crew are sponsoring the season finale of the WIP today. Of course, Mark is going to be talking about everything that's going on at the Rendar Gallery. And we have Andy Council, an artist that are helping to put together a collection and releasing, who'll be speaking as well. And I believe Steve from Upfest may share a few words about what he has cooking as well. So we'll be back in a couple weeks after we finish this up. Next week, we're going to take a little bit of a break, give the WIP crew time to relax, unwind, think about what they want to do in the upcoming season. And then we'll be back on the 3rd of June for the first episode of whatever season we're calling it. It could be season 10, it could be, like Dragonade said, season B, not sure. But we have a really exciting way to kick that season off. And we have Fabiano Speziati, Syncos, and then a secret digital wearable designer that are cooking up some amazing wearables that we're going to auction off and then have as some free giveaways for people that show up to that season start. So make sure you mark your calendars, June 3rd, 12 p.m. Pacific. Show up to that. It's going to be really exciting. Finally, wearables are back. And honestly, I can't wait. And before I pass the mic to my dude Rizzle, some not financial advice for everyone. I hope you've been kind of averaging out before this most recent drop. Being conservative somehow pays off. And if you get a little bit of a butterflies in those stomachs with these big ass drops, make sure you don't sell everything all at once. You can keep some crypto in your wallet. Crypto dust today turns into crypto millions tomorrow. All right, so that's my not financial advice for everyone here today. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic to my dude Rizzle so we can get everyone properly hyped for the season 4 finale. Let's get it, y'all.
All right, I have tasks and things and stuff I need to inform everybody, and I can't even co-op simultaneously. No, well, good work, show. It's a good thing. Yes. What's up? This is Rizzle. Hi, everybody. Big shout out to Sandy Meows. She has an evil tooth in her face that has been giving her a hard time, and we've been holding it down for her, but she does a lot of work, and so we have been doing a lot of work on her behalf. But much love for Sandy Meows, and curse this evil tooth of hers. In this channel right above us, in the Cypher channel, big WIP drop. I did the timer right. You got 30 minutes to get it. Click on the little, I don't even know, what do you call this thing? A kazoo or something. Get the big WIP drop. You got 30 minutes to get that. There's like a whole bunch of cool things going on here today. So pay attention. When we're done here and throughout, I'll post a tweet from Token Smart. We're going to do a selfie contest for everybody who takes a selfie up on stage here and tags the appropriate things. They will get a chunk of the cheddar drop for today. And then after the show, we're going to be heading into the depths of the subway for a scavenger hunt. And Rendar and crew have put up 20 pairs of wearable shoes for people who complete the scavenger hunt properly, the first 20 people. So got some really awesome stuff going on. I am multitasking, so I will post the link to that tweet. The selfie contest is not something that you're in a rush to do. We will distribute, go through those and distribute all of those sometime next week. So, consider that you have like 24 hours or something to do the selfie contest. The scavenger hunt will be limited to the first 20 people. We'll figure it all out, y'all, together. So not to be worried. We're gonna try and do a group shot at the end too with Paradox, like we've been doing. They've been turning out awesome. Let's see, a couple more announcements. People who are trying to get hired in the space, Jamie from Outlier Ventures is going to be joining us on June 3rd. They're hiring over there at nfts.wtf. So that is their hiring post. So anyone who is trying to get a job within the space, they are, people who have been in the space for a long time and are doing big things. So check that out if you're looking for a spot. Yeah, go full-time cryptos. A lot of people here who have done things with Outlier Ventures. Yes, join us, our weird crowd of people who have ditched their full-time jobs for this crazy adventure. Another awesome thing, the season finale of the WIP today. We broke 10,000 members in Token Smart today, which is amazing because our bot squad kicks out like 10,000 people a day. So, had we not had the bot squad, we'd probably be at like 1,000K or something like that. But that means we have like 10,000 legit people up in here. So that is absolutely something to be proud of, because we don't play around with this automated Discord conversation crap. So let's see. A couple more things. Cypher tonight. Bearish or bullish tonight is also coming up. We got jazz nights later this evening. Check out the calendar, check out the announcement in the announcement channel. I won't bombard you with like tons more information. I'll tell you what, you guys, if you can give me 2 seconds before we get started here, I'm going to kick out this tweet and I'm going to post it here so you guys can do your selfie contests or the selfie, whatever you want to call it, selfie something. You can get your cheddar for the event, and then y'all can do that. You can POAP, you can get your WIP drop while the event's going on, and then afterwards we'll do the scavenger hunt while Show's yelling at us, and it'll be a jam-packed, awesome, amazing finale. I don't know, what the hell else can you ask for, right? Someone from Marvel Comics to talk next? How about that? This dude want to take the mic from me? I'm excited to hear what he's got cooking up for sure. Daniel, man, you in the house? Is Daniel correct? Am I talking to myself? Somebody?
Yeah, where did he go?
David, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay, he was whacked. David, can you hear us? He's Mr. Marvel. Right over here.
Mr. I know, man. All I got is Marvel in my head.
Okay, it looks like a little bit of a mic situation going on right now. David, if you can hear us, type in the WIP channel. And then Aisha, if you're there, any support would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, send smoke signals, please.
I'm going to pull up while y'all are figuring this out.
Cool. Okay, while we get this sorted out, Mark, probably a better way to get started would be to have you talk about what's going on. I mean, kind of tell us about the upgrades that you made to the event center here in CryptoVoxels. It's looking absolutely epic. And we can get David back on as soon as he gets his audio issues in check. So if you're there, Mark, take it away, man. And Mark is also whacked. Amazing.
Mark might also
Just
be
unwhacked
whacked.
you, dude.
Yes. We don't play, man. I told you the bots.
You there, Mark?
Mark might be muted on his end. He's unmuted on our end. Mark had a hot mic earlier, so we whacked him. Dude, this is a great WIP finale already. Like simultaneous audio catastrophes. This is like the old days. coming full circle.
This is actually a purposeful throwback, everyone, to the first season when every episode was plagued by audio issues and all that good stuff.
We actually had a nice adventure earlier today when we were trying to live stream on Discord, simultaneously record on Zoom, and figure out what mics to whack where in order to not get an echo, and pulled it off. Eat it, Dragonate. I don't know if you could figure that out, bro. Mark's doing something. I don't know if he can hear us. I'm watching his mic. I'm not in the channel. Mark, you are not whacked, my friend. You are self-whacked. I don't know, what the hell? Does anyone want to come up here and talk today? Anyone? Anyone got, like, just want to, like, hang out? Parcel is dope. You guys taking your selfies? Get your po-ops.
This totally reminds me of the old days.
Yeah, dude, it's great. You know, we just. Yeah, dude, it's great.
Fire
You know?
and shout it out.
Yeah, dude, it's great. Yeah, dude, it's great. Yeah, dude, it's great. Yeah, dude, it's great.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Okay, I just spoke.
Okay, I'm good to go. Am I good to go?
Okay. Hey, Mark, we can hear you now. That's fantastic. David is just popping back in here. I solved his mic issue. I can hear him, no problem. So if you want to give it a second, we can go with the original order, if that's cool.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
There we go. David, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you perfect.
Perfect.
Cool. So whenever you're ready, take it away. Tell us about what
Awesome.
you have over at Marvel Studios and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So listen, I'll do this pretty quick and stop me if there's any questions. But yeah, for the people that don't know me, I spent 10 years in Marvel Studios from in the 2000s and came up with the idea and actually created what is currently Marvel Studios. I've been very lucky to combine my love of entertainment and making movies with my huge love of comic books and with a nice, healthy entrepreneurial spirit of trying to make some money into my career. And that culminated with Marvel Studios in the perfect storm of finding properties that I loved and coming up with an idea to creatively bring them all together and have a much better business for Marvel. And I ended up selling the company to my ex-boss, Bob Iger at Disney in 2010. So my entire career has really been to look at cool properties that might be not discovered by the studios yet, and making movies and trying to create value from them. And Marvel was the first case example. Nobody really believed in Marvel Studios for 5 years after we announced it until Iron Man came out. It's hard to think about that now, but it's the case. We had people betting against our stock. We were only valued at like 200 million. And it went down over 5 years. And we ended up selling to Disney for about 4 billion. In the past few years, I've been on a sabbatical and enjoying life a bit. But I came back into the studio world 3 years ago, partnering up with a good friend of mine, Scooter Braun. And we decided we'd try and make some cool movies. And I wanted to find properties and intellectual properties that really we're passionate about, we thought we could bring to the world. And the first place we went, and I went, is Michael Turner and Aspen Comics. And today we're doing a historic drop. It's, for what we believe, the first iconic comic book cover that's ever been made into an NFT before the other larger, like Marvel and DC comic book companies. And it's not only that, it's of Fathom, which was the #1 comic of the year when it came out in 1998. And not only that, it's of the cover one, which is, I think, the most beautiful comic book cover ever made. So we've worked really hard to get this out relatively quickly and do it in a really unique way. Scooter and I have a company called Mythostudios, and we own half of Aspen Comics, which the late great artist Michael Turner created. And we're developing movies and TV shows around his properties, like the one that we're talking about today, Fathom. And Michael, for those people that might not know, was a legendary comic book artist and creator, amazing guy, and passed away tragically about 13 years ago from cancer at a relatively young age. But before he did amazing work, first on Witchblade, and then as he was rising through the comic ranks, he did iconic work for Marvel with the Civil War covers, and DC with their famous Batman Superman series, which reintroduced Supergirl. And then he came up with Fathom, his own property, and he started his own comic book company called Aspen Comics in Culver City, and launched Fathom in 1998. And like I said, it became the #1 comic in the country that year, above every Marvel and DC title. And that's unheard of. You know, I ran Marvel, like I said, for 10 years, and for an independent company to bump Marvel or DC out of the #1 slot just never happens. That's when I got turned on to Fathom, and I started collecting Michael Turner's art. I'm a really huge comic book and art collector. For every comic book cover, there's also a piece of original art that the artist did. And so I thought we'd combine that all and bring, for the first time, the chance for a collector to own a comic, a one-of-one. And, you know, if you get the first edition of a comic, there's thousands of them made, and even at the best condition, you never have the only one. But NFTs allow that avenue. So we're really excited that we can bring this drop today. It starts at 3:30 on MakersPlace, and we're going to have, I'll outline it real quick for everybody. I worked really hard to put together something I just thought would be really compelling and pioneering. So it's a one-of-one is the centerpiece of this, which is a beautiful cover of Fathom #1. Michael's art was really universally beautiful, not just for comic book fans. So I think it's something that obviously comic fans will love, but it's just the art collector should love too. It's also historic in the fact that it's the first major comic book, from my knowledge, any comic book cover that's been published that's at all been successful, but this as a best-selling one, and definitely authorized. You know, these things can't really be done without it being the publisher, Aspen Comics, that he started, and the owner of the art. So we have the color cover of there, and then also I own the line art in my personal collection that Michael did for that cover, and so we're going to have a separate NFT of that line art to the winner of the one-of-one, and a third piece of art, which is this cool 5-second transformation animation of the line art into the color cover. So there's 3 separate NFTs that the owner of the one-of-one will get. And from the color cover to the line art to this cool animated transformation animation. And then we added, I wanted the person who gets this, since we're on a journey, Scooter and I and our other partners in Aspen Comics, Michael left, he died without a wife or kids, so he left his company to his 2 best friends. We're all partnered up to bring Michael's art and Fathom and his other properties to the world. And so we want the person who's the pioneer here to feel part of the family. So we're going to have 2 experiences, each of them also an NFT. So 5 NFTs in total for the winner of the one-of-one. And the experiences, one will be a Mythostudios experience, where they'll get a sneak peek with me and the other producers of the film and TV stuff on all the development we've done over the past couple of years. We've spent millions of dollars on developing Fathom for the either big and small screen or both. And so they'll feel part of that development. And then also an experience with Aspen Comics, where they'll have a private Zoom with the co-founders there and get a sneak peek into the next volume of Fathom Comics, which are coming out this summer, fall, and also be able to choose themselves or their designee to have their likeness actually in the comic. So it's a collection of 5 NFTs, separate ones that the one-of-one buyer gets. And the person can obviously keep all 5 or sell off 1, 2, or 3 of them if they want to. And it's really up to them. But we wanted to make it really compelling. It's, I think Michael's best cover. We're doing this obviously before the movies and TV shows come out. So it's a little bit like getting Iron Man art before we made Iron Man. But, given the NFT structure, it's so beautiful. It's nice that there is a upside for the people even after the sale and that share. So everyone's incented to make these things as valuable as possible. And it starts off as iconic, obviously, being one of the most famous comic book covers ever. So really excited about what we pieced together there. There will be a limited and an open. We're going to have a relatively sizable starting price for the 1 of 1 probably. That will be announced soon this afternoon. But the limited will be, and all the Michael Turner original stuff will always be a 1 of 1. For the limited, we'll have 10 editions of a reimagined version of this famous cover done by one of his best friends and founder of Aspen Comics, Peter Steigerwald, who's also one of the most famous colorists in comics. He did all the color for Civil War and for those DC Batman Superman series. And he spent 6 hours repainting a version of this cover, and we condensed it to 30 seconds in this really cool hand of the artist animation. And there'll only be 10 of those at $1,998 because 1998 was the year Fathom premiered. And the 10th version of that will go to auction. And the winner of that 10th version will also get a second NFT, a 1 of 1 of that new reimagined cover. So we're excited about that as a nice limited to honor Michael and have something at a lower price point for our fans. And then even at a lower price point in the open for the mass fans, we're doing 2 opens, one at 500, which is a reimagined Michael set of art. A lot of what Fathom's about is the oceans and the beauty of the oceans and the threat to the oceans. It's about a character, Aspen Matthews, who was a marine biologist who discovers that she actually was descended from a group that spun off of humans into the oceans. And so we're going to have a poster with one of Michael's favorite sayings, which was that planet Earth or planet water. Since water is 80% of the world, that perhaps it should be called planet water. And it's a beautiful image of Aspen looking down on the Earth. And then we put together a really cool Fathom title treatment. It's called an animated sequence that's premiered on our teaser. And we're going to do a $300 NFT of that. There'll be 35, I think, of each of those before a time limit starts. And that's really for our mass fans. So we're having something very special. The centerpiece is this 1 of 1. Which I don't think to our knowledge, again, has never been really sort of put together this way, a combination of art and experiences, but also is such an iconic first time ever for a comic thing. And we're excited. We go live at 3:30. Hopefully you can tell from this, it's been a pursuit, a passion for me to bring Marvel to the world. And, no one really knew what Iron Man was. They thought it was a triathlon back in 2003. And the fact now people talk about Thanos and other characters like Rocket Raccoon and know who they are is just such a thrill. And, having fun doing the same thing here with Michael's properties and spearheaded by Fathom. And this NFT avenue is such a great way to get his art out there, to get the word out there to people that might not be aware of Michael, and to bring people as partners with us and have a direct relationship for the first time. We never had that at Marvel. And now with this NFT, we're starting off with this one, this collector will feel part of the family with both the studio and the comics, as well as, owning this, first iconic NFT. Hopefully that explains everything. I can answer any questions if anyone has anything.
It's such a cool story and an amazing background as well.
Cool.
And the fact that you're
Thanks.
getting
I tried
this
to go
together
fast. I hope that wasn't too quick.
Totally. And the fact that you're doing this in an authorized manner, I think it's going to set a good precedent. I know there's been a lot of ambiguity and gray thinking in this space, but I think this feels like the proper way forward for.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying
working
that. I
this
can
nature.
comment on that real quick because, I wasn't just founder of Marvel Studios. I was also co-CEO of the public company for many years. So I understand the perspective from the publisher, and I'm also really close to the artist. I understand that too. And it's complicated because the way comics work, the artist is paid, like, Jack Kirby was paid for the old stuff and things like that as a work for hire. But the tradition of comics, which is sort of nice, is that the original art, the pencil art, is given to the artists so that they can either keep it or sell it to collectors. And so there's been and I'm a big collector of that art. There's been a huge, auction business regarding that art over the past 20, 30 years, especially with the success of Marvel and the movies and stuff like that. But it's rare, like since Michael started Aspen Comics and he left his art collection to Aspen Comics, and I have a lot in my personal collection, we have both. We have, the brand and the IP, and we have the art. So we uniquely can offer both the color cover and the line art as to the collector here, which is a really rare thing. It might not be that obvious to people, but it's hard to get those two things together. And so it is, you're right. It is sort of the first sort of authorized, iconic piece that's out there. I'm sure it'll happen more in the future, but it's going to be hard to sort of duplicate this type of package.
100%. And I know there are some questions, and I'll pass the mic to my dude Show to relay those questions to you.
Hey, David, what's going on, man?
Hey.
So yeah, just like you were talking about, the Marvel brand, characters, and IP are all part of the current digital zeitgeist, especially here in the crypto space. Speaking of which, many crypto artists have used aspects of the Marvel Studios brand as inspiration or points of reference in their new artwork in the form of mimetic satire. Since you're now removed from Marvel Studios, do you believe that they will be looking to take legal action against artists that use their IP in this space that is full of inspiration and opportunity for everyone? Or do you believe that they'll be seeking to empower, enable, and enhance that creativity in the space, just like you said, with authorized use of IP?
It's a great question. And it's complicated because, Marvel's owned by Disney now. And I guess I'm guilty of making that happen. But it's, it's, and DC's owned by Time Warner, which as of this week went from AT&T to Discovery. So they're owned by big companies there. And it's, whereas Aspen Comics, for example, we're an independent company, and Culver City, and, it's owned by me and Scooter and Michael's two best friends. And so it's a private company, and, we probably have a different attitude about things from that perspective. But I think your question's a good one. I'm not I'm not a lawyer, but I know the technicalities of it are complicated. Like you just said, you can use stuff that's trademarked and stuff like that if you're making a social commentary and that type of thing. But like if you or me took Iron Man and made T-shirts and sold them, technically that's not what you're supposed to do, and so it really comes down to what Marvel and DC specifically, since they're so big and they sort of dominate the industry, obviously decide to do. And I don't know the answer, but I know they're looking at it very closely, obviously, and trying to figure out the balance of letting people have artistic expression and bring more fans into their properties. I only can speak for this. Like if an artist got inspired by our drop now and fell in love with the characters from Fathom, I mean, my God, that'd be so flattering, if they wanted to bring it to their fans, and so, so I'm very sympathetic on that. But I know they're trying to figure it out. It's a little bit like the Wild West now, and it's easy for us to do this, probably uniquely easy, because we're the combination of both. Michael unfortunately passed away, and it's his two best friends and his mom involved, and I've been collecting his art for over 15 years, and so it's people that really care about him and care about his legacy, and everything's under one roof. So we haven't had to really deal with that issue. And that's probably why we've been able to move so quickly and put together this package. And it's nice to, as a collector myself, to have something that is a first and is historic. And we also want the person, and one of the reasons we made the experience is they'll have a Zoom with me and the other producers and with his friends from the comic book business. So people will hear about Michael. We put together a really beautiful 5-minute trailer that's on the MakersPlace page, which has his two best friends talking about Michael's life and what he did. We're donating to Michael's favorite charities. Make-A-Wish was his favorite charity, American Cancer Society, for obvious reasons. And then 2 ocean charities that, since Fathom's so much about the oceans, Oceana and Adrian Grenay's charity, Lonely Whale, which is, if you don't know it, an amazing charity that he's dedicated a lot of his life to, post Entourage. hopefully that helps you a lot. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what's happening with them, but I know it's definitely, like you point out, a really timely issue. Doesn't really affect what we're doing today for us uniquely, but definitely affects these other big characters.
That's cool. David, you've been a luminary, you've been a trailblazer, an innovator in the entertainment space. And honestly, you've reshaped how most people consume content. So has Scooter Braun too. In terms of the music industry, he's also a luminary. He's been a trailblazer, discovering incredible talent and also championing them, just like you did for Marvel. What are, in terms of synergy, right, with NFTs, music industry,
Yes.
comics, well, without leaking anything you have in the pipeline, what do you think Scooter will provide, I guess, in terms of kind of solving certain issues or anything that in terms of like a bridge or synergy?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you guys the truth is, I mean, Scooter and I were just friends for a long time, and when I decided to get back in the game 3 years ago, he's like, "I want to be part of this," and I was like, so I thought it'd be, at the stage in my career now, I like to work with my friends and enjoy the company, the people around me, and so I thought, hey, this would be great. Let's partner up. And then to your point, Scooter's about 15 years or 20 years younger than me, so I knew he's got his finger on the pulse of everything. Like, it took me so long, guys, to get into this Discord. Like, I know my strengths and weaknesses, and Scooter's got his finger on the pulse of things that I'm not even thinking about. And so it's just a blast to have a partner. You can talk about things, and he can push me in certain ways, and I can push him in certain ways. So it's a really good synergistic partnership. Even just, having different perspectives on what's going on with the world, separate from music and everything else, just, trends and pop culture and everything else. I'm proud to say I'm the one who pushed on the NFT first here. So I did something that was more cutting edge. I won't let him forget that. But it's, and then also, just on a serious note, I mean, he's just a great entrepreneur and businessman, and connected around the world in a cool way. And so, as we cast our movies and TV shows, if there's the appropriate talent, I really believe that the right music performers, they have such great followings on social media, and people that really believe in them because they're authentic and about what they believe in. And if they fit the role and they can act, they can be really great fits for bringing these characters to life. In fact, the second part of our company, it's called Mythostudios. Half of it's Michael Turner, and the other half is Greek and Roman mythology, which I've always loved, and nobody's really connected it all together in a universe. And so we're going to start that out with, of all things, a Cupid movie that's never really been made before. Everyone knows the Hallmark card Cupid, but they don't know the complicated young man and his decisions and his family and everything else. And we've announced that Justin Bieber is going to have his first acting role as Cupid, and he just fits that role perfectly. He just cares about, all the different themes in that movie, and frankly has, like Robert Downey has a lot of parallels with Tony Stark. Justin has many parallels with the story of Cupid. So there's a perfect example where, somebody that Scooter has so close to was perfect for one of the properties. But frankly, the way it works in Hollywood, no matter what, even if Scooter and I are partners, we have to get Justin excited and into the project. And but it definitely helps to have the right introduction. That help? Hello?
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, David, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us all about what you have planned at MakersPlace again, and then for just taking the time to give us such amazing replies to Show's always awesome questions.
No worries. And just so you guys know, the other question about scooters, we don't take it lightly to put our names on things. And so, we, in this is a pursuit of passion, and, can't guarantee the movie and TV shows. You never can guarantee anything, but, working really hard with our time and our money and our reputations to try and bring all this stuff to life. And I just hope everyone who hears this, if you're interested, check it out. It's beautiful art. There's a whole, it is unique in many ways, and just trying to get the word out so that everyone is aware of what's going on today. So I appreciate the platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next up, we have Mark Rendar, who again so graciously is sponsoring the WIP today. Is hosting us at the impeccable Rendar event space that's been upgraded. So Mark, if you're still there, and if we did whack him, please unwhack him, so you can take it away and tell us about everything you have going on.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, there we go. Hey, Mark, are you there?
We hear Mark. I don't think Mark hears us. Yes, we can unwhack Up Steve and Andy Council. You are unwhacked, my friend. Up Steve is unwhacked. He is locally muted, and
Hey folks.
scrolling.
Hey, Steve, we can hear you.
Hey.
That was Steve.
I got a bit of a deja vu thing going on here. I think the last time I was with you guys, Mark seemed to disappear as well, and yeah, so
Mark does that.
He does that, yeah.
You can't trust Mark. He sets you up and just leaves you out here and hangs you to dry.
Yeah,
Andy looks like he's unmuted as well, and I think we can hear you if you say something, Andy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Me?
Beautiful artwork, man. Can't wait to hear about it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, thanks for that you're all looking. Thank you.
Cool. I think there was a little bit of a Mark in the background there. Do you want to kick off, Mark? And if not, I'll take over the mantle.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I pulled my party trick again, haven't I? I did exactly the same thing probably about a year ago. So I'm gonna, yeah. So it's been a year since we last hosted WIP. But so much has gone down and up and down again since it's been back crazy, hasn't it? Feels like we skipped 2021 and gone straight to 2030. So I'd like to give you a quick update on what we've been doing at Rendar. But first, as you can see, I need to thank everyone who's worked hard to make this event possible. So shout out to Ghost Agent and Point Shark, who spent the past week remodeling and working their magic on this event space. And I'm sure you agree, it'll do Marvel proud, wouldn't it? It's amazing. Also, Terence from Alta and Hey Hasmus for their help with the 3D model and the MP4, and all the crew at Known Origin who helped us set up an account there in record time. And last but certainly not least, the WIP Crew. You are absolutely unique to the space, and I've watched and listened to you supporting projects, both big and small, for over a year now. Where can a small startup like Rendar share the space with people who folk who have started companies such as Marvel? It doesn't happen anywhere else. Only at the WIP, only in the Metaverse. So for folk who are new here, I just want to tell you a little bit about us. Rendar started in 2019, and is almost as an extension of Stephen's gallery. We're working with his urban artists who are keen to explore an NFT space. During this time, we had a number of successful launches and gained some real valuable insights. And surprisingly, the biggest lesson being physical artists and their audiences need a lot more onboarding and support than their crypto native contemporaries. So with this in mind, we recently repurposed Rendar into a digital incubator, and we plan to take amazing physical artists such as Andy, who have no previous experience of crypto, and work alongside them to create NFT collections and exhibitions similar to the show that you're witnessing today. So we've also set up Andy with his own Discord channel and a space where he can start building those all-important peer-to-peer connections and direct relationships with collectors, and also a place where he can bring his existing audience and where they can be onboarded and educated. So we've recently put together a launch with Andy, and it's 3 editions. It centers around a 3D asset. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about that. But it is live now on Known Origin. So if you good folk could take a stroll there and have a view. We've got editions for every budget. Even we've got an addition for the meltdown budget, for kind of for the bear market budget. So please take a wander over there and have a look. And so, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to my co-founder Stephen and Andy to discuss his Totosaurus NFT collection.
Yeah, cheers for that, Mark. And yeah, great intro for Rendar and what we've been doing. Just a little bit about me, just to give that sort of like background. I'm Steve from Upfest. I operate Europe's largest street art festival. And yeah, over the last sort of like few years, have sort of co-founded with Mark Rendar, and really tried to sort of build some bridges between between that sort of like physical sort of real world and the sort of the crypto space. And it's been a real sort of journey, you know, not more so because of obviously everything that's happening in the world at the moment. And yeah, so we obviously couldn't do our festival last year. So I'm just going to chuck a link in the WIP, which is to a little virtual space that we worked on with Zebra VR in Bristol. And within that space, obviously it's nowhere near crypto voxels, but yeah, just it'll give you an idea of what the area around North Street where we host the festival looks like. And within that space, there's a great piece by Andy Council. I've known Andy Council for, yeah, probably like 12, 13 years now. One of the original artists to come and paint at our festival back in 2008, where there were just like 40 artists and 40 visitors. You know, fast forwarding sort of like 13 years, and we kind of host a festival of 50,000 people and 400 sort of artists. And yeah, Andy's been a long-standing sort of partner within that, and an artist and yeah, collaborator. I think it's probably a really good time to intro Andy. Andy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, the kids are in the background, so bear with me. They're wanting to go to bed, but I'm happy to chat with everyone. Yeah, I'm all right.
Good to hear, Andy. So, how did you know? I'm sure everybody's interested to hear how your kind of career started. You know, as a kind of illustrator and in that sort of graffiti scene. And I know we don't have too much time, but I think a little bit of background to you would be great.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's kind of, it was a slow process, really. My career. I mean, I started off training to be an animator, but that didn't quite happen for me. And I sort of fell into doing illustration work. And then old college friend of mine who's big in the graffiti scene in Bristol showed me the ropes of using spray paint. And I sort of moved on from there, really. Where I developed a really distinctive style that came out of some work that I did for a recycling company, making junk monsters, and then taking that idea further. And dinosaurs, dragons, things like that become a real theme, along with sort of making them out of different objects and things like that. And these days I work across lots of different mediums, really. Like I'm still very active on painting in the street scene, and I'm doing a lot of spray can work with other sort of street artists, graffiti artists from around the city, but I also work doing illustrations, paintings, and I'd started creating work in VR as well, which is what the Totosaurus was made in.
Great, because your work really lends itself to that, and almost kind of like the NFT thing coming along over the last sort of period of time. Actually, looking at your work, it's just a synergy. Is it any reason why you might not have done it before now?
Done what, Steve?
Sort of got into sort of like with the kind of sort of like digital release. Is it?
Just because I just would have no knowledge of it. I mean, it's really interesting because I know that we'd started working together on getting this together some time back now. Yeah. And then since then, the whole NFT thing, digital release, has just really blown up. But it really makes sense as well for what is being released, what is the artwork that I'm doing, like a 3D model, finding something for that, like a purpose for it, it's great,
Yeah, and I think that's the really interesting thing about this release, and especially sort of like the one of one, that it's actually a the pre-WIP we had the guy sort of talking about about sort of 3D scanning and I really do think that sort of 3D modeling within the NFT kind of sort of space, it's a match made in heaven really, and I think the Totosaurus is a really good, really great example of that, and brings your work from that world into this world, and so how what are your future plans, Andy?
Well, I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I need to try and pull myself away from just going out and painting stuff. I enjoy it so much, but then I just end up spending my time doing that out on the streets quite often. I'd love to do some more work in VR, creating models, like 3D models. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Do you see other applications for them? Sort of like within any of your sort of like, your sort of commercial clients and stuff?
I'm not sure just yet. I mean, that's been one of the issues that I know myself and other people who create with these things and other illustrators have sort of found. And I was trying to work that out pre-COVID, and then COVID hit and kind of stopped my plans with that, really. I mean, I suppose one thing could be sort of games industry or something like that, but I'm not sure yet. I still don't know. I'm hoping everything opens up again soon, because I'm keen to get back into spaces and have conversations with people, really.
Yeah. So the Totosaurus sort of like release that's going on now. Obviously, we've got the original sort of like 3D model, which is is basically going to be done on an offer basis, and that's available on Known Origin now to start making those offers. And Mark, you might need to jump in, but I believe that's sort of like a 24-hour offer basis. Is that right? You still there? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yes.
And,
It's best offer over 24 hours.
Yeah, great. And then we've got the release of the MP4 sort of fly pasts, which look fantastic. And there's just 10 of them. The 50 Genius Edition, which were taken from the original sort of like acrylic canvas. Really connecting all worlds. And I think that is what Rendar is doing, or we're sort of taking it from street to screen and really sort of connecting artists, connecting sort of like people, I think Mark sort of mentioned it right at the beginning, which was our biggest learning experience has been trying to onboard people. Is there anything else you want to sort of like say, Andy, at all?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting release doing this, and the artwork itself's really, really cool thing, because it was based around like a street piece that I had done before for someone, and it's actually is in Bristol as a physically painted thing on a wall, and then there was the little acrylic painting as well. So the Totosaurus really was made using tilt brush, and was really an extension of what I had learned in doing VR through Arts Council England funding, and was like an experiment to see how far I could go and push myself with it. So, I mean, it's just really good to see it displayed somewhere and have so many people look at it, and I really appreciate that. Of course, if there's some sales made, that'd be brilliant as well. But it's so good to get everyone's attention on it.
Yeah, and have you, I guess you've been looking around the sort of crypto space and other sort of like NFT artists. What do you think of this world? Because you are pretty, relatively new to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to look at. There's mind-boggling, really. I'm only just getting my head around things, to be honest with you. But I'm keen to keep looking, and yeah, it's really interesting.
Awesome. Cool. Does anybody want to jump in with sort of like any questions for any of us, for me, Mark, or Andy?
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, first off, hey, Mark,
Hey.
my friend, my homie, welcome back to the WIP stage, man. Oh my God.
I almost didn't make it.
No, but it's cool. I'm really happy that you're here, man.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where I find myself smiling and nodding my head unconsciously every time we have a returnee to the stage, and I'm sure Matthew and Rizzle feel the same way. You know, there's like a sense of pride and positivity, so it's super dope.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's amazing.
Has it really been a full year since the original Subway Scavenger Hunt? It feels like it.
It hasn't, you know. It's been less. I think it was July, which is crazy because that year's another planet. It's last year we've gone from like 2020 to 2030. It's everything's just gone back crazy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We're still here. You're still here, you know. So there's some constant between these 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it feels really good to still look around and still see a lot of the same faces, the positive faces, the innovative faces like yours and so many others. It makes you feel like I'm really part of something big. But in regards to your scavenger hunt, that was one of the most legendary field trips in WIP lore, you know. So for everybody listening, if you missed it, you definitely missed out because it was super awesome. But you'll be able to relive it, I believe, later on. Is that right? We're gonna do another scavenger hunt.
Yeah. We've got CHEDR. We've got some. If you look in the corner of the event space, we have some. We've minted some box fresh Ren DMC shell toes. So we'll be giving those away as well. And yeah, of course, CHEDR. I mean, you're going to walk away with kind of, you know, load of goodies with full pockets. So
What's CHEDR, Mark?
CHEDR is our native currency. So, and that's something else we need to mention. So everyone who buys one of Andy's NFTs tonight will get some CHEDR sent to them. So if you buy the 101, I think you'll get 100 CHEDR. If you buy one of the 10 MP4s, I believe you'll get 10 or 20 CHEDR. And even if you buy the, you know, if you buy the critic as well, you'll still get, I think you get 3 or 5 CHEDR. So yeah, you know, what's not to love? Tasty CHEDR, yes.
Speaking of tasty, what I've always noticed about you, Mark, is the ability to bridge things in the crypto space by providing tools and platforms for people like CHEDR without the means to do it on their own. Is that how the Rendar app came about? I just took a look at your website, by the way.
Yeah. So I guess I've always kind of sat in between the two worlds. So I'm not technical, I don't code, but I can I can kind of take a top-down view of things, almost like a bridge between the two worlds. So I can take the technical and almost pass it on to the non-technical without being overly technical myself. I think being overly technical can be a handicap in those situations because you don't see it through the eyes of being someone non-technical. So, and I love being in that space as well. You know, I love the rabbit hole. I love leading people to the rabbit hole and kind of guiding them down it, knowing that there's a good chance it's going to change their life positively for years to come.
That's awesome, man. We also have a question for you, and then we have a bunch of other questions for the two other presenters. But since we kind of did like a rapid fire thing, Domino Chivi would like to know: will you take your art to other countries, and which country will be the next to have the privilege of your visit? So I'm assuming from Rendar and Co.
Okay, well, I guess NFTs are worldwide, so I guess it would be. You mean kind of like a physical piece of art, or the artist from another country? I guess.
Sorry. I guess for clarity's sake, I guess Domino is asking, will you, I guess as an institution or entity, provide a means or like a bridge for these artists in order to showcase their work internationally?
Oh, that's a great question, and yeah, absolutely. So the I guess the next phase is for us to open the incubator up. We're probably going to look for a cohort of between 3 and 5 artists to do exactly the same thing with. And yeah, I mean, this is a worldwide thing, and we are very UK Bristol centric. So absolutely, during the next cohort, yes, we'll probably have someone from the UK, but I'm also looking for others from all corners of the world, India, Brazil, you know, from any corner. I mean, we won't even look, you know, we won't even base our judgment on where they're based or just kind of look at the quality of their work. But obviously, I would like that dispersed throughout the world, just to represent the NFT kind of demographic, because we're worldwide, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah, we are worldwide, man. That's cool. The next question is for Steve. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man?
Yo, good.
So Europe is cool. I love festivals. I love orgies. I love art too. Which one of these things that I just said doesn't belong in Upfest? And what is the overall message that Upfest is attempting to convey to the world?
Oh, brilliant. My wife sat down the other end of the room, and I'm just about to say orgies. So, thanks for that. I think, as far as sort of like Upfest goes, we're an international sort of festival. We represent, the last one we were able to host, we had sort of representation from 70 countries, sort of come and sort of paint at the festival. Sorry, I got put off by the first question. I couldn't really remember the second.
It's cool. It was which one of these don't belong, but what's the what are you attempting to achieve through Upfest? Actually, your voice. What is the voice you're attempting to convey? The overall message you're trying to get across through Upfest for people. What are we lacking that we need from Upfest?
So Upfest, our ethos from the very beginning has always been about inclusion, and that has run through everything we do. That's inclusivity, the fact that we run a free festival. It's inclusivity in the fact that we have artists from across the world. So that is our voice. That is what we are about, and that same premise is going to run into, or does run into, sort of like Rendar. We are about giving opportunity, and I guess that is what this space is about as well.
That's inspiring.
Thanks.
The next question is for Andy. Hey, Andy, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's super cool that you just discovered the NFT space and you're experimenting and playing around with things. It's really awesome. What's the inspiration behind the 3D Tartosaurus? I mean, you kind of got into it, but obviously I want a bunch of detail in regards to your process. And has Tiltbrush as the tool expanded your natural creative ability?
Well, I think the inspiration behind that piece is carrying on a thread of work that I've been doing for some time now. I really like creating things out of smaller things, and particularly architectural elements, and putting them into the form of a creature, and kind of representing the spirit of the place or whatever. And I like the area of Totterdown in Bristol, which is based on with those little coloured houses. I like dinosaurs, I like Stegosaurus, so putting them together, and like it was originally done for somebody who's a real dinosaur fanatic as well, like the acrylic piece. But with using Tiltbrush to do it, I just set myself the challenge of trying to recreate one of my pieces using Tiltbrush. And what drew me to using Tiltbrush and VR is like I went into it as a total skeptic or someone who just had no knowledge of using it. But when I when I tried it, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. It was so quick, so tactile, so fast to create something in a way that I hadn't thought of doing before. I was just, entranced by it, really. So yeah, tilt brush. I do really like it. I need to step back into using it again very soon. It's just a really interesting tool.
That's cool. Last question is this. I had a friend, a mentor of sorts back in the day in another discipline, another performance art discipline, share this advice. And I'm curious how you feel about it. He said that a lot of times innovation is sparked from an artist who can take something really old and merge it with something new and have something totally unimaginable sprout from it. How do you feel about that from your perspective?
Yeah, I think that's very true. And yeah, I mean, I suppose it's sort of like the modern things. It's more to do with the medium and different mediums that I've come across and used over my years of being an artist. And I mean, even in terms of using the spray paint, I mean, that's come on leaps and bounds over the last sort of 20 years. So, moving into digital work, VR work, 3D modeling work, and that is there to, create some really interesting work with. Like our friend David Hockney is at the moment. So there you go.
That's cool. Thanks, Joe.
It's good to talk to you.
Awesome. And well, thank you all. I mean, Steve, Andy, and of course, Mark, for speaking, talking, hosting us, creating beautiful, amazing art. If anyone else has any questions for anyone here, make sure you tag them in the chat channel. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to answer and get into any sort of conversations you'd like. But I want to thank all three of you gentlemen for taking the time to speak with us, ask great questions, and just, share this time with us. And with that, and with that, that's season 4, y'all. Pass the mic to my dude Rizzle. I'm sure he has way more inspiring things to say than I do. We also have the Afties coming up. We have that scavenger hunt. So let's get the detail set for the scavenger hunt and all that good stuff. Let's get some pictures taken. I know I've seen Paradox flying around the space, this amazing space. And let's do the damn thing.
Yo, yes, before we even do any of that, Paradox has got a couple awesome photo ops lined up. And for people who didn't see the one that he made, the video mashup that Paradox made last year is truly epic. I'm sure we can drop a tweet for it, but everyone should hop into CV right now. And we're going to do what Paradox tells us to do and make some dope. Oh yeah, cool. Thanks for posting it, man. Yeah, that's got Paradox's video from last year attached to it. So we're gonna reboot it this year. Paradox, give us some instruction, man. You sent it to me, but if you can grab the mic, it's better hearing the direction live from you than me regurgitating it. Otherwise, I'm happy to help. Rendar Flesh, it's okay that you're naked. We'll let it slide. There's a lot of naked people in here today, which is fun. I don't know if Paradox can hear me. You guys can hear me, right? I'm not talking to myself, am I?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
We can hear Paradox now too.
Hooray! Cool. Hey guys, Paradox. Okay, as Rizzle said, we're going to recreate some of the shots from the video from last year. I'm going to keep it simple. So we're going to split this into 3 different locations. The first one, what I want everyone to do is going to be a standard group photo. So if everybody in the room can jump on the stage. So what we're going to do now is, I believe we're going to get some music played for maybe 30 seconds or so, and I'm going to grab some shots, and then we'll move on to the next one. So Dragonate, when you're ready, cue the music. Right, that is the first location. Now, when we did this last year, we did it right at the end and everybody had mostly disappeared. So we're going to try and fill up the train that is outside. Now, if everybody goes outside, then you will see 2 trains. You have to get inside the train, the one at the very top. So now I think, where's the exit? Right, everyone plow outside, come down the street, follow the crowd, and the way into this train is one of the sides, I think. But you've got to fly up and into this train. So what we're going to do... Yeah, so up, the very top train, guys. Yeah, I think most people are coming. Can you get in that side? Yes, excellent. Right, so what I'm going to essentially do is film everybody inside dancing. So get those emojis flowing, some dance emojis. And I will then sort of make it look like the train is moving and it's like the party... What do we call it? The WIP train. Right, cool. So should we wait 10 more seconds for people to get in? And then I think Dragonate's going to cue some music. And I'm going to attempt to get some shots. Cool. Right, Dragonate, cue the music. Dance emojis, please. Cool. I think that'll just do it. Alrighty, okay. Now that the third and final location for the shoot is going to be on the train at the very bottom. So if everyone can make their way down to the bottom train, please. And the idea behind this shot is that if you watched the video from last year, you saw that the video started with everybody on the train, and then about halfway through, people got off the train and went into the venue. So we're going to recreate that just with more people. So I'm going to get a lovely shot, a wide shot. Dragonate, do you want to queue up, I don't know, 5-10 seconds of music whilst everyone gets in place? And then cut it, and I'll say go, and everyone can leave. I think. Come on, guys, make your way down. Inside, please. Inside the train. Cool. Right. Inside the train, please. I love that we've got flying trains up here. That's amazing. Okay, right. So everybody, when I count to 3, you're going to be exiting all at the same time, heading down the what's it called, the corridor, the alleyway, and back into the venue. So I'm just going to get a nice shot. Right, out of my way, please, trains. Cool. Right, let's do this thing. So on a count of 3, everybody leave the train. In 3, 2, 1, go! Excellent. That's a great crowd. Keep it going. Keep going. Awesome. And the flying trains back into the venue. It's like herding whip sheep. Whip, is that a thing? Whipsy sheep? I should leave the naming things up to easy. Right, that's amazing, and that is Paradox photo shoot all done. I'll pass it over to Rizzle again. Cheers, guys.
Yo, that was brilliant, man, and also fun. I can't wait to see how it all turns out when you mash it all together. Cool, y'all. Thank you so much for participating in all of the things. Make sure you tune in to all the things later. We're still not done. I'm actually waiting on a Tottersaurus incoming as we speak here. Love supporting Rendar, man. He's a old friend of the WIP and Token Smart fam, and it's awesome that he has chosen to spend his time onboarding creators who should be in this space and helping them get acclimated and everything. So big shout out to them for sponsoring the WIP season finale. We'll actually be back at the same time next week, despite not having a WIP. We are going to do something really fun. Our buddy Jonathan, the Song a Day guy, is going to be here in the house, and he wants to do this thing where he will literally sing the Discord chat box and make his song that day out of the Discord chat box that's going on at our event that day. So you don't want to miss that. It should be really fun. All you gotta do is just show up, and we'll be here, and he's gonna sing us, or I don't know, come troll the chat box. Hang on one second, you guys. I clicked away from my notes. We're gonna kick off this scavenger hunt in just a second here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. But I think that's just about everything. Big shout out to the WIP crew, the bot squad, the mod squad, everybody who goes into making all this happen every single week. Give me one more second. Y'all got the WIP drop. Y'all got your PO-ops. Got the CHEDR thing. The selfie contest has been launched. Am I missing anything else? All right, I think we're good. We're going to do the scavenger hunt. I'm going to kick this thing off right here. What's going to happen is the first 20 people who complete this scavenger hunt are all going to get hooked up with Run DMC shoes, courtesy of Mark Rendar. It's dangerous. You're going to have to go back into the alleys where you just were in order to... Yes, you're going to want to complete the scavenger hunt. The people who do the selfies scavenger hunt, people are going to get hooked up with CHEDR, Ren DMC shoes. You got some questions to answer. You're going to have to brave the gangs and the thugs who are out there, not trying to like miscategorize anybody or make judgments, but the dude is like swinging a baseball bat and the one's like pissing in the steps. So I'm going to launch. Here's the form. First 20 people to complete this properly will get Ren DMC shoes. There's no time limit. We'll just leave it open-ended. And y'all can head into the subway and complete the things to the best of your ability starting now. And we will close that contest when, I don't know, we decide to, when we make it out of the subway alive, when the shoes have been distributed. So it should be fun. You're going to have to locate most of these gang members. Right, Mark, you got to weigh the risk reward type of situation. There's some like dope shell toes, and you're not getting them until after you brave the streets. So, you're not getting the good stuff till afterwards. I definitely wouldn't go into the subway rocking the shell toes later on. You want to change out until your bum shoes when you do that. So, I hear Mark chuckling in the background. Mark, man, you want to say any closing thoughts or anything before we pass the mic over to Show?
Oh yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. I love the WIP, and to kind of actually appear on here is just great. And be careful out there, folk. I know. There's some top prizes, but just take it easy in those darker areas of North Terrace. Play safe.
Solid advice. Mark stays around here. He's brought many artists around these areas, so he knows the streets better than anybody. So be safe, everybody. With that, enjoy the scavenger hunt. Take your selfies. It is quite dangerous. Watch the puddle in the second floor of the stairwell. Show, my dude, if you're with us still, man, take the mic away from me.
Hold on, let me put my drink down. I was drinking some champagne to celebrate the end of season 4. What's up, y'all? What's the deal? Hey, really important. For the intro, the afties, please don't interrupt me if you can. I love you all. I'm just saying, for the afties, just for the intro, please don't interrupt me. And then for the afties itself, you can, wild out and go crazy. It's just important. All right. So, without further ado, when my voice is this low, for the OGs and the semi Gs, my voice is this low. You turn down your speakers or your headphones. Just turn down your audio just a bit, and then you can toss it back up after I do the things. But oh god, Rizzle, you're a diva too. Shout out to Rizzle, shout out to Matthew, shout out to everybody. Much love, But yeah, just turn down your speakers just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh fucking yeah. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Yes, god fucking damn it. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit, man. Holy fucking shit. WIP fam. WIP fam. Are you out there, WIP fam? Just because you turn on your speaker doesn't mean that you can't post or type or share a GIF. Show me fucking love right now, WIP fam. If you're in the building, if you're in the voice channel, if you don't have me deafened, show some love. I want to see some emojis, some GIFs, y'all. Holy shit. We did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. There's not enough energy in the WIP channel right now. We did it, y'all. Let's go. Let me see it. Yeah. WIP fam. WIP fam. WIP fam. We've come to the end of our season 4 journey together. We consumed a bunch of shit with our big mouths, and the shit came out of the proverbial shitter from our sweet cheeks. All things have seriously come full circle. We just had Mark Rendar bring us right back to, just like Rizzle said, the shitty stairs with piss on them and the crazy graffitied out trains, voxel trains. Things have come full circle from the beginning. Well, obviously we didn't have that happen at the beginning of season 4, but things have come full circle from the beginning of season 4 to right now. Speaking of, there was an overarching theme for season 4, and I will repeat exactly what I said at the beginning of this season. So now, y'all, turn up your speakers. Turn up your speakers now. Reinventing the wheel isn't necessary. I have wheels already. I have a wallet. I have my current favorite minting platform. I have my favorite project. I don't need a new wheel. I don't need a new Twitter blue check mark to make me feel special in the metaverse. I feel like we didn't do enough from the beginning of season 4 till now. I'm looking at each and every single one of you. I'm looking at myself. I feel like we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough. And that there's an oversaturation of same lukewarm energy. And celebrities are invading the space, planting flags, and rewriting the narrative. And by hearing each presenter and listening to them convey their crazy thoughts, right, over the years, throughout each season, through this season, listening to them convey their crazy thoughts about their projects, their subjects, and the topics that were all presented, right? We have to seriously wonder if we did enough. Were we listening enough? Were we innovating enough? Did we do enough work in the crypto space? Are there too many people reinventing the wheel and copying each other right now? I don't need another wheel with your brand stamp on it. I don't need your blatant copying of my style and aesthetic and your attempt to repackage it and sell it as something you created, or even have you sell it right back to me as if I didn't create it in the first place. Have we innovated enough? Are you innovating enough, or have you been watching from the sidelines? Have you been BNB? Have you been Binance Smart Chain, literally copying every single aspect of Ethereum? Are you promising things like Cardano? Oh yeah, we're gonna copy NFTs, but yet we hate what Vitalik is doing. Just because Charles and Vitalik had a falling out, now Charles wants to promise that he's gonna bring NFTs to Cardano. That's not a shot at Cardano. I'm just saying what the fuck is happening, right? But yet still not delivering. Have you been in a mix, but have you still been imitating? Just because you see that imitation is the wave. Instead of innovation being the wave, imitation is the wave. Did we succeed or did we fail? That's a rhetorical question. Did we succeed or did we fail? Do you know what's not rhetorical? You want to know what's not rhetorical, right? Do you want to know what's not rhetorical? Just like I said at the beginning of season 4, I said I need a fucking rocket ship in the form of a big purple eggplant emoji. Welcome to the Afties, y'all. Welcome to the Afties. If you're brand new, you have no idea who the hell is yelling at you. My name is Sho. This is the after segment, the after portion, the little thing that is hitched on to this massive thing that we call the WIP, that provides you an opportunity to voice your opinion, your hot take, your opinion that instead of you sharing it with your grandparents, I say this all the time because it's the truth, don't call grandma and grandpa and try to explain what you just listened to. Don't DM a friend, right? Don't tweet it out and hope that you get some likes and retweets, or maybe someone that you've secretly been crushing on will respond, right? Share it here with us. This is your space. You've been listening to these awesome presenters. You've listened to Mark Rendar come back. You've listened to Andy Council. You've listened to Steve from Upfest. You've listened to all these presenters. You've listened to Dave from Marvel Studios trying to innovate all these incredible things, right? Instead of you running off and letting your voice disappear, become vapor in the fucking wind that we call life, share it here during the Afties and phrase it in the form of a hot take or an opinion. If you ask me a question in the form of your opinion, I'm asking you, well, is it? I don't know. You tell me. Put some bass behind your voice. Yeah? Put some bass behind your voice. Share all the things, right? That's on your mind. I'm giving you the space. I will unmute your microphone, right? And give you the opportunity to voice your opinion on what you just heard. We've had so many awesome presenters. A lot of awesome, incredible work is put into this shit. Matthew is juggling so many different personalities, getting them to come here and share their shit, right? If you've been listening throughout the entire season, right, I'm sure you have an opinion on at least one project. At least one, if not many. This is your time to share your opinion, specifically on the presenters, but also in general, season 4, right? Just like Marvel Studios, if you're a hero, right? If you're out there in fucking tights, in a cape, saving asses, right? You want people to see you fucking in tights, running around saving people. I don't know how this correlates to what the fuck I just said, but you make it work. You unmute your microphone and you make it work during the Afties. All right? That being said, boom. Here's the first subject. We just had, speaking of superheroes, we just had David, a big superhero, major superhero, because just like David said, man, hey man, Marvel, right? They were in the red. Marvel as an entity was in the fucking red, right? Comics were an underground thing. Graphic novels were an underground thing. I can't tell you how many times, like, there are comic book stores here in New York City, right? junior high school, I would go, right? And this was a niche, whatever the fuck culture, right? Cool ass people having dope ass conversations just like this, and just like we have during the WIP, right? They would have these deep conversations about life, about things, existential things related to why Batman has fucking ears on his cowl. But obviously that's DC and not Marvel, right? Like why Tony Stark is so brilliant, but yet he's so flawed. These things, they were having these dope ass conversations, you know, and it's like there was so much value. Everyone who was an illustrator was looking for a means, a way to survive, right? Hollywood was like, what, comics, right? They just kept doing the same 3 comic, like, honestly, oh my God. They kept doing the same damn characters over and over again, right? Just because the bottom line was something. But yet, Marvel was in the red. DC was in the red, right? David came along and was a champion. I'm not being paid by Marvel, obviously, and like he sold the IP, but they were in the red, and it took someone being brave enough, right, to really hustle and make that shit fucking happen. I'm gonna be real here and say that without Blade, without the original Blade movie, the Blade as a movie fucking set shit on fire in the 90s. I believe it was the 90s that it came out. Right? That shit set shit on fire and showed everybody the way in the same vibe, the same way that NFTs are fucking doing. It's that same energy. And it took people, it took heroes, it took people who could fucking stand up and say, listen, man, I'm not gonna imitate. I'm not gonna keep doing the same fucking superhero movie, right? And hope that, we're doing this for a new generation. It's not for a new generation. That shit was boring as shit until Marvel Studios started kicking ass and started introducing people to these conversations that we having. These people who were playing Magic the Gathering, right? After school, talking about all this dope ass shit, but there weren't any voices, right? Marvel Studios changed the game in the beginning. Before 2010, I want to make that very clear so you know why this was so important that this individual was talking. Shout out to the people who are leaving the voice channel. My bad, man. But hey, I just gotta say it, right? Before 2010, Marvel Studios changed the fucking game and was like, it was real. And the shit launched with Blade kicking ass and letting people know what time it was for a new generation, a new decade. Like, hey man, there's a ton of shit here, right? There's a ton of shit that will be mined. There's a ton of shit that will be mine. You can imitate. You could be scared and imitate, or you could fucking trailblaze and make shit happen, right? Just like the crypto space, just like the NFT space. That's why he came. That's why he came. He's like, look, man, there's a new avenue to showcase this artist who passed away, right? Through this medium, right? That already has trailblazers, superheroes in the space making shit fucking pop off. You like that pregnant pause? You like that pregnant pause? I practice it all the time. Thoughts on what I said. If you have a phrase it in a hot take or an opinion, I will unmute you, or somebody else will unmute you. Thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I'm
if you weren't
trying to think about why you talked so much normally instead of yelling the whole time. Damn it!
I'm sorry that your vocals were coming in at like a -2 on the decibel scale, and it was a question, and it wasn't rhetorical. It was, you're asking me my opinion about myself.
Yell at us more, huh? Is it rare? We eating the microphone? Is that a plus?
Who was that? Who was that?
Does it sound like? Sir?
I can't tell who that is. He's too busy trying to mute my shine when I'm cursing in the WIP channel. Power hungry Dragonate. I'm cursing regardless of whatever Dragonate's rules are for the Token Smart server. You know I'm gonna curse regardless of whether or not you chastise me, motherfucker. Shout out to Dragonate. I love him so much.
I love
what are
you
your
too.
thoughts? What are your thoughts and opinions on innovation in the form of Marvel Studios before 2010, right? Instead of imitation, instead of duplication, there's innovation, right? And these same people are coming to where you're at right now. You've all been here for X amount of weeks, months, right? Some even years, right? They're coming to your space now. Thoughts?
How about why the F didn't anyone play on that innovation and follow it at the time? Why did it take this damn long, huh?
Thoughts? I'm gonna assume that was rhetorical. Thoughts, y'all? Did it take too long?
It was a marvelous era.
Before when? What? Which era? For what? Well, like in crypto or Marvel Studios before 2010?
Talking about the Marvel Studios in the early 2000s.
It was. You said it was a glorious era.
Dude, I said marvelous. Come on, get with the program. I said it was a marvelous era.
Show.
Thank you. Obviously, I was paying attention, and obviously, I was setting you up to repeat it a couple of times, so people who don't listen to my voice can hear. Obviously, I wanted them to see that, hey, there was a double entendre or whatever the fuck, right? I didn't go to school, man, but him saying marvelous and then Marvel Studio, y'all, did you get the fuck it? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm unprofessional. I'm cursing in the WIP Crew channel.
You gotta yell at him more. You gotta yell at the Mr. Yeller.
Entendre sized me.
Entendre sized me like McDonald's. Instead of McDonald's, another big entity. Well, it's not a big entity, right? Marvel Studios hasn't actually crash landed here, but just like big IPs, man, we've been innovating. Will these big IPs be threatened by the fact that we were inspired, right? We've been remashing, right? Utilizing the fact that if you remix 70%, I believe it's 70, not 30%. This was a major argument last year during DeFi Summer 1.0. We were talking about, hey, if you take some shit and you remix it 30%, does that mean it's yours? No, it's 70%. If you remix it 70%, then it's your thing because it's creative, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, right? Major argument. Will these big entities, will they come and say, no, you stole our shit. You stole our shit. I want X amount. Thoughts?
When the big money sales happen, then you might see them coming in.
You're asking if they'll be threatened? Of course they frickin' will, but to heck with them. We're gonna slap them across the face with the proverbial I can't think of a good thing.
Slap them with the 71%.
Perfect.
Wait, okay, hold on. Listen, you guys, you're my friends. All WIP fam, you're my friends. I don't want to have another legal battle in my life. You're talking about assaulting a big organization that could keep me in fucking lawyer fees for fucking decades instead of us going to litigation over a fucking meme. Just because if I remix Superman, if I remix Wonder Woman, no, that's DC. Wait, those are all DC fucking characters. Who are the Marvel? What, Spider-Man? If I remix wait, isn't that DC too? I don't know what's going on, but you're trying to get me into a legal battle.
Spider-Man.
You're trying to get me into a legal battle by talking about assault and easy. What's the difference? Okay, wait. Where's the line, right? Where if it's big money, where's that line at? What's considered big money and up as opposed to little money? 100K?
Oh,
so
you're thinking traditional garbage here. You need to not. We need to change this whole big money, small money bull garbage. And with the slapping them, yes. You're asking about assaulting them, absolutely. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
I don't want. Wait. I'm in the crypto space. I'm not thinking about like traditional things. I want to know what easy means by
small money, because small money to me is could be big money to other people, you know? True. What I will say is they will be threatened already at the start. They'll feel it. But then when there's millions of dollars of transactions going through for this material, they're then going to probably, whip up the lawyers.
I don't want to whip up anything other than the WIP fam's lazy asses for not doing anything during season 4, copying shit instead of innovating. God damn it! But like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this, because if I'm brand new. Hey y'all, I don't know if anyone knows me. I'm brand new to crypto. I'm some guy named Show. I just discovered this shit like a couple of seconds ago, and I just created something on Rareable, a meme, right? And I love comic books so much. I just created a meme. And all of a sudden, Marvel Studios just saw me posted on Twitter. Now I just got they found my address somehow through my IP address, not my intellectual property, but my IP address. Talking about all the IPs, goddammit. They found me. They sent me a scary letter. I told my mom and dad, can you pay for these fucking legal fees that Marvel's is gonna chase after me for? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
And they're trying to I don't know what the word is. I was gonna say something that's no.
You're filtering. You're restraining yourself. You're restraining yourself during the Appies. You're filtering yourself. You have the nerve to censor yourself.
Yes. I will not say it. You cannot make me. But memes are fine. Memes are fine, okay? They can screw up.
I have no idea. I have no idea what that word is. But if it's Rizzle spelled backwards, if it's Jimmy, if it's Nate Alex spelled backwards, if it's Matthew spelled with a hyphen or some shit, I don't know. But hey y'all, listen. I want to hear some fucking voices in the voice channel. You hear me? Yo, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, motherfuckers. You hear me? Unmute your microphone. What are your thoughts on this shit? Because this affects you. If you suddenly get inspired by somebody who's super dope in the space, right, and you decide to mint some shit, right? I want to know how you feel if they send you an angry letter right now. You have money to fight a big ass fucking entity that has issues with you minting a fucking meme. I'm gonna keep saying fucking, because goddamn it, if Drago Nate's is gonna censor himself, I definitely won't fucking censor myself. Thoughts? Unmute your microphone.
Good for you.
Who's that? Whose voice is that? Unmute your microphone, y'all. Huh?
Oh, come on. We need some extra different voices in here.
Carlos Figueroa, BB Studios, Bamba, Bagus Wixkakono. What's up? What are your thoughts?
I was just thinking you could send back a compliance letter along with the invoice for like an hour of your time that they wasted.
Yes, bill them for the money for the time that they're wasting of yours. Yes, perfect. I love it.
Yeah, so I'd just be like, okay, I comply. Here's a invoice for an hour of my time.
Response means that, yeah, just like you said, you're complicit. So that means that you're engaging, right, in the early stages of what will be. They will constantly keep you in limbo with legal fees. And by the way, you own an entity. So you know this. They will keep you in an endless fucking loop because that's what they do. Instead of or if they really feel threatened, they'll try to say, hey, actually, you're totally right. Let's just do a settlement. Don't tell nobody. Let's keep it a settlement so no one knows that they can keep doing this and milking us for this shit.
You make the effing settlement public, and you publicly embarrass them for bullying.
Marty
McFly, also technically breaking the law.
Marty McFly, if I do what Dragonate just said, Marty McFly, if I tell my parents to make it go public, if we get our granddad who's a lawyer or he knew some person who passed the bar years ago or whatever, and they can represent us, can this happen? Huh? Mandala, can we do this? Musashi, Nisha, Ryzen, is this possible? Is this financial legal advice? Is this legal financial advice? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just minting shit on Rareable.
Seems like 71% is the best defense. Then you ignore those emails.
I'm just gonna. That sounds like sound legal advice to me. I trust Easy. I trust Easy in crypto any day. If my friend Easy in crypto tells me that whatever he said, whatever number that was, I don't do percentages. It sounds right. He said it with bass in his voice.
Boom.
It makes sense. Can BB Studio said, can we train Deep Blue to change 71% of every single thing that they put out? I don't know. I used to play F-Zero on Super Nintendo. There was a board. There was a level called Deep Blue, right? I used to ride my cars over it. Is that what you're talking about? Dude, I don't know. I'm brand new to the crypto space.
No, Deep Blue is the AI that IBM put together, and you can run pictures through it, and it'll change the pictures according to what it wants to do. So maybe we could train Deep Blue to change exactly 71% and no more of every single picture they put out. It would be the ultimate troll.
Not a pixel over 71.
Hey BB Studios. Hey man, listen, I'm the most loudest and stupidest voice in this room. You've been saying a bunch of letters, AI, BB, right, IBM, all these letters. What the fuck does any of this shit mean? Dude, I'm so stupid. I just came into the crypto space. What is minting?
Artificial intelligence.
What? Those are big words. There's so many letters in these big words.
AI stands for smart computer.
What? Dude, I am not smart enough to understand how to use a computer. It's in my pocket every day. I just use it to look at women on Instagram. What is I don't even know what Instagram even is.
For person. Ooga booga.
Nah, Deep Blue is a program that can change pictures you submit to it. So if you programmed it to change only 71% of every picture and not a pixel more, and then you could just it's the ultimate troll if you could get it to do that.
But I have a question. Well, how do you define the 71%? Is it just of the image area, or
it'd just be 71% by pixels?
I'm gonna define it right now by saying this. I am gonna screenshot all of the sexy hot IG models, right? I'm gonna remix 71% of it using pixels, right? I'm gonna mint it on Rarible, and then I'm gonna add some images from Marvel, and then I'm gonna send it in a letter, right, through the U.S. Postal Service. I'm gonna send it to Marvel and say, hey, I did this. Do I have your approval? The 71% of the pixel areola area, the 71% of the pixelated areola area from these IG models, right? Was this remix enough? Was this enough titty or not, Marvel Studios, on Wonder Woman or whatever the fuck? Is this sexist enough for you to throw out this lawsuit, Marvel? That's what I want to know.
That gives me an idea. What if you could 71% it on Deep Blue, but then have like an insta filter that somehow un-71 that percent? So what you've minted is mixed, but then anybody can just see the regular one if they like run it through some filter, and it would be a big old FU.
Hey, new Marvel Studios, not old Marvel. New Marvel Studios, I'll show you my Deep Blue, goddammit. I'll show you my fucking Deep Blue. I'll show you 71% of my Deep Blue. It's a 71% attack like Justin just said. Moving on.
Yo, Marty McFly.
Hey, thoughts. Marty, thoughts.
I'll give you a hot take. Okay. Well, I'm always thinking about Shark Tanking, always trying to invention, you know what I'm saying? Brainstorming. But recently, like when I talked to some lawyers about things, they kind of told me all the patent stuff is kind of a scam anyways, because even if you got a patent, you don't have the money to really defend it for eternity. So I kind of think in that sense, the lawyers kind of got you by the balls. But I'll give you an alternate hot take is, this whole rights and people's, social justice to some extent. If you put a little bit of a freedom of speech twist on things, is that the route to go to keep things within the community? So there's a hot take for you, Marty McFly from the future.
Yeah, yeah, Marvel Studios, just like my friend Marty McFly from the future just said, I will
I'll show you the route through my deep blue, goddammit, right? You try to defend your IP for eons using my deep blue. Shit. I don't even know what the argument is, but I'm just gonna yell and scream and hope that they throw the shit out. Well, whatever my friend Marty McFly just said, I was too busy looking at IG models on Instagram hoping I can pixelate their areolas. 71%.
Freedom of speech is the argument. You got it.
Freedom of my deep blue.
There you go. Hot take.
Freedom of my deep blue. I'll show you my deep blue hot take, goddammit. Moving on. Next subject, right? Yeah, Mark Rendar. Shout out to Mark Rendar doing all these things. Doing all of these things. Incredible stuff. It was like a little duck goose circle between Mark Rendar and Steve and Andy, right? Here's my hot take on street art. Street art, goddammit. Street art. I'm from the streets. I'm from the real life streets and the crypto streets, goddammit. I have a voxelated form of urine that I sell on OpenSea. If anyone's interested, I'm selling it for about 10,000 Shiba coin. For some Elon coin, I'm selling pixelated urine. If anyone's interested, and I also wrote in the metadata deep blue. Anyone can remix this for 71% of deep blue. And whatever that means, hopefully IBM doesn't get pissed off. If you have an issue, call my friend BB Studios. He can explain all the intricacies and related to metadata and using big and small letter words and shit. Here's my hot take. Street art like athleisure. Yoga clothes like Lululemon and fucked up Peloton treadmills that have just been returned because they've been killing people. Instead of enhancing your life, Peloton has been killing people. Hopefully Beyonce exited out of her deal so she doesn't get sued for killing people, for shaking all of their jelly. I don't think they're ready for all of this jelly that's been shaking on all of these Peloton treadmills in these Lululemon yoga pants that have been stretched out full of holes. Shout out to all the women wearing holy Lululemon pants that are pink and stained. Is street art, like athleisure and yoga clothes and streetwear, just considered popular art now that everyone is consuming it, right? Has it lost its edge? Is street art popular art now? Is it modern art? Because all other forms of art don't fucking compare. It is the current thing. It is the thing. Street art, technically, Basquiat is worship. That was fucking street art. We used to call it getting up, when you would spray paint, right, on trains. You spray paint on walls. Basquiat is from my neighborhood, right? We also had Keith Haring from my neighborhood. They were painting on walls and trains and shit years ago. Years of fucking go, right? Basquiat was known as Samo, right? Because he was saying, hey, everyone's doing the same old shit. Samo, everyone's doing the same old shit and not innovating. They're too busy imitating, even back in the early to mid 80s, right? Right now, street art is the thing right now. Crypto art is the fucking thing right now. Is it considered popular art right now because everyone's doing it? Thoughts?
What do you mean, everyone? I haven't seen that many people. There should be more. We need to make and get more people in here doing street art. Different kinds of street art.
The street artists have passed countercultural baton to crypto artists. I feel like they are one and the same, Mark Rendar Mark of Rendar.org, of Rendar, what was it? A state gallery? I was trying to fucking find this shit on CV.
Upfest.
Wait, hold on. Stop shilling your wares during the afties, sir. I'm talking about street art right now, crypto art. Is it the thing right now? It is art. It is fucking art. Should there be a distinction is what I mean. If someone, a gallerist from Sotheby's instead of Sotheby's, I don't know why the fuck there's no R in Sotheby's when people say it like Sotheby's or Christie's. There's an R in Christie's, right? Why isn't there an R in Sotheby's? Is it considered? Should there be a distinction?
There's no R in that because they don't make cookies like Christie's does.
Christie's needs to give me some fucking Toll House cookies. I need what the fuck are what are your favorite cookies, y'all? Christie's is not providing. Oh shit! By the way, okay, wait. Oh my god. Speaking of things, right? Distinctions. If street art and crypto art are one and the same, no distinction, or even like Mark Rendar said, to a lesser degree, the street art passed the baton to crypto art, right? I believe you can do what the aesthetic is of street art and crypto art. It could be all the same. Hold on, let me finish my thought. Whoever's about to hop in, right? Why is it that Christie's attempted to literally minimize CryptoPunks on its rollout last week, right? If there's no distinction, if they've acknowledged street art, if they acknowledge Basquiat, if they acknowledge Keith Haring as being top tier street artists, why did they minimize CryptoPunks literally by shrinking the fucking images of CryptoPunks and hiding them, attempting to show that they were invading the art world, right? If there was already a distinction, a clear distinction and respect of street art through Keith Haring, through Basquiat, what the fuck happened? Thoughts?
Don't worry.
They don't
It's
get.
probably just a Freudian slip of the fingers, because that's how that works.
They just don't get the meta in this street art. It's deep. They just haven't really caught on. They did minimize it, and to their own detriment, I think.
You like that pregnant pause? Everyone, I want you to think about what I just said, all right? The loudest, dumbest voice in the room has just made correlations amongst a bunch of fucking things, right? What the hell happened to that drop if street art, right, equates to crypto art, which is respected, which is where every single fucking institution is coming to crypto art, this space, your space, our space, right? In order to strike it rich, to make it be a part of the new wave, right? Why would they minimize the voice instead of amplifying the voice if every single collector that they respect, and Christie's, Sotheby's, respects Keith Haring, respects Basquiat, right? Internationally, is this the same feeling, right? If Mark Rendar were to facilitate street art internationally, do they feel that they would need to minimize street art because it's not respected, yet it is fucking respected? Thoughts? Think about what I'm saying to you right now.
Don't minimize nothing. Why do we still have this shit where one thing is always put on a pedestal over another? Why can't everything fucking be equal? Why do we have to have some things being somehow more elitist or whatever? It doesn't matter if it's more recognized or more well-known or anything like that. Who cares? Why? Just show it off equally as much. And stop favoring one over the other.
It takes time, though, doesn't it? To get the respect that it deserves.
True, it does. But they should just... I don't know, expedite it by not holding back the respect, I guess.
I mean, I can remember when street artists were just run out of town and arrested, and generally thought they were just destroying walls rather than kind of beautifying them. So, and
Yeah,
crypto's
that's
scary,
true.
isn't it? Crypto is scary. It's going to eat a lot of people's lunch, so I guess they're kind of.
Here's a hot take. Speaking of being scared, right? Speaking of people being afraid, right? This is a very important hot take, y'all. In regards to innovation in the space, instead of imitating, right? Graffiti artists back in the day, street artists back in the day, there's a term called biting, right? Where if you imitate someone, you're considered less than. And if that person catches you, they will beat you up, right? In crypto art, there's a sickness where, I mean, not even crypto art, just the crypto space in general. There's a sickness of people literally seeing other people's shit and biting their style, right? Their style, how they create, how they inform, and everything from their brand's color, their image, logo, flavor, their voice. They copy it and they say, hey, no, this is ours, right? this is a big thing here, right? In regards to the Christies of the world, the Sotheby's in the world, right? With street art, right? It wasn't about getting respect, right? By going up, right? Going up meaning putting your murals on trains and in crazy places. It wasn't about getting respect, right? It was less about that if you already had respect. I already have respect regardless of whether the fuck or not you give me respect. I don't need your respect if I already have your respect, right? I'm not seeking respect from you. I'm already valid. As a street artist, I'm already valid. So when I put my name, you're like, who is that, right? Oh, I like their shit. I see their shit everywhere, right? Oh, the more people see that name, oh yeah, I guess this is an important person. It's like, no, I'm putting my name up because I already have respect. Same thing in crypto art, right? You look at these artists, they post their shit up on Twitter, right? If they have a CryptoPunk, right? They're the only person who has that CryptoPunk, right? I'm posting it up to show you that, hey, I did X amount, right? I already have respect. I don't need your respect. You don't stamp me with an approval. I stamp myself in crypto art, in street art. So for everyone listening, right, this is your first time to the space. You're like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy yelling and screaming? I thought I was here just for a conversation. Oh my God, we're going over time. I thought I was here for a scavenger hunt. You are, but also, hey man, right? Instead of imitating, innovate. That's where street art is from. That's part of the reason why Rendar, right, Upfest, right, they're providing an opportunity for people in their region to innovate and show you what they've been working on, right? They already have respect. They're just highlighting it. Same thing when you put up the graffiti on a train, on a crazy ass wall that people have to climb and fucking use grappling hooks to get to. Shout out to Marvel Studios again, right? Fucking grappling hooks. They're being superheroes putting shit up. So instead of blatantly copying someone, you may love their aesthetic, right? Innovate. And don't try to minimize them, right? Until like you minimize them because you hope that they'll bow, like they'll kiss the ring, you know? They'll bow down and hope that you acknowledge them. Moving on. Upfest. Holy shit, man. Festivals, man. Outside is opening up. The pandemic is subsiding, right? Yo, festivals are the way to go. Crypto art festivals, street art festivals. Is there a medium? Is there a way for us to facilitate street art festivals internationally and convey the power of crypto art through them? Thoughts?
Yes, and yes. We should be doing street art festivals, incorporating, bringing in our crypto art. And as things are opening up, I think that it's a great opportunity to get more people aware of how dope crypto art is and how we are merging street art, ciphers, dance, rapping, beatboxing, graffiti, all these things into the metaverse.
That was a shameless plug. Shout out to Easy. And shout out to Cypher, by the way. Thoughts, y'all. Thoughts. There's an opportunity here to highlight people, things in the form of a festival. Is there a means? Is there a way? I love festivals, man. I love going out there like fucking shaking my titties on someone's shoulders, goddammit. Sweaty, looking at Gary Clark Jr. and fucking who else does festivals a lot? What major musicians do fucking festivals and shit and everybody goes crazy like, oh my god, I don't listen to their fucking CDs. I don't listen to their records, their vinyl records in my own time, but only at festivals. I'm like, oh my god, this person's awesome. Sweaty titties on somebody's shoulders. Steve, where are the sweaty titties at Upfest? Can we mint them? Can we pixelate them and use the 71% attack on them, and hopefully Marvel doesn't get mad at the fact that we're using. This is a callback, y'all. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm making a callback to my first hot take. 71% pixelated areolas, sweaty titties at Upfest. Thoughts? Yeah, where are the women? Where are the women, y'all? Thank you, Tig. Thoughts? Fish.
So
Yeah.
Shout out to. When are you gonna make your pixelated titty festival thing happen? You're asking. That I want to be there, but make it happen.
You're asking me a question instead of phrasing it in the form of a rhetorical phrase. Phrase it rhetorically in the form of a phrase. God damn it!
Fucking make your damn stupid piece of crap, sweaty, pixelated tit festival already. Come on.
Oh, now Dragon.
You keep talking about the damn thing.
Thoughts, y'all? What are your thoughts? People hopping out of the voice channel. Thoughts? What are your opinions? Unmute your microphones. Did I ruffle your feathers? Are your titties not sweaty? Are they the opposite? Are they the inverse? Are they cold right now? What is gonna warm you up, huh? What is gonna warm you up?
A nice
inverse finance
and hot coffee. That'll warm me up.
No, you know what's gonna warm them up? Upfest, huh?
Being thrown into a volcano.
Moving on. Last but not least, we had Andy Council. We have an artist, skilled in his own right? And this speaks to everything. We have artists who are skilled, discovering the space every single day. They're discovering tools that we've been utilizing for many of us, now I can say years. I can put that extra S behind year, right? Because it has been years for many crypto artists in the space. There are literal generations in regards to crypto, right? Who came in when, right? Who's associated with who, what, where, right? You have artists discovering this, right? Remember, you have respect already, right? They see the respect. You didn't run to anywhere else looking for validation and respect, WIP fam. You have inherent respect, right? You put up your names in graffiti on walls. Respected artists from the real world have discovered you by seeing your name and have come here, right? Instead of the inverse, right? So they're discovering the tools you use: Cinema 4D, Blender, Tilt Brush, Photomosh. I'm giving you fucking tools. If you're like, oh my God, I want to be a crypto artist, I don't know what to use. I just gave you all those tools I just gave you. You can change your fucking life. You know why? Because other members of WIP fam here have done it, literally. And they put up their names on trains and walls, street art, right? In the form of crypto art, and made fucking names for themselves. So as an artist discovering this space, do you think that more artists will come in and reinvent the wheel? Or will they carve out their own way, their own space on the train, on a wall, in these digital fucking streets? Thoughts? Thoughts? Am I preaching to the choir? Your silence means that you agree with everything I'm saying. You're agreeing with the dumbest voice in the room right now.
Sorry, I'm sure I disagree with everything. I was working on a tweet.
Yeah, fucking easy.
I didn't really hear, but I disagree.
Easy speakers have been down to like -5. I have that effect, people. But the point is, do your friends coming into the space who are talented artists in the real world, will they have that effect on people in this space, and also will it circle back and have that effect on the real world once they discover the tools? Cinema 4D, right? Unreal Engine 4, Blender, Adobe After Effects, Adobe Illustrator. They master this shit and create some shit. Will they have that same effect that I had? The dumbest voice in the room is yelling and screaming at you. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's correct. Rizzle has all the D's. Who is that? Whose voice is that?
Marty McFly. Yo, you
Marty
want a hot take?
with
I'll
the
give you
birds.
another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, might as well park. I don't know if you can hear me if I'm cutting out.
Oh no, sir. I don't hear you, but I hear the birds and the hummingbirds and shit are chirping, congratulating me. They're congratulating me, saying you did it, Joe. You fucking did it.
3 little birds, man. Well, I'll keep it quick. So, this summer I spent a lot of time with some audiobooks going through history and stuff. And I realized, one thing I didn't appreciate about the Renaissance, as people talk about this Renaissance here with the digital Renaissance, is a lot of that was able to be done because those guys didn't have any other jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like Michelangelo didn't do nothing but paint, and Leonardo didn't do nothing but paint and invent because they were supported by people like the Medicis and stuff. So I think, coming on through here, just recognizing if there's the funding where people can move away from all the BS and actually create, then yes, there's the potential for that. And even though we all know about Da Vinci and Michelangelo and all that stuff, I didn't really even appreciate that Michelangelo lived with the Medici. So he didn't have to do nothing. He just painted. So anyways, that's a hot take. I'm out of breath, man. Out of shape.
My mouth is out of shape. My breath is out of shape. Speaking of the Medicis, right? Famous Italian family, right? Benefactors. Essentially, they were a fucking gang. They were the mafia. They were a financial institution. They technically ruled Italy behind the scenes through finance. Cosmo de' Medici, right? The father of all fathers, the capo de tutti capi, right? Being a patron saint, establishing finance in Italy, financial structure, crypto art, right? Having benefactors, utilizing this innovative thing, just like the Medicis use an innovative form of banking, right? Cryptocurrency being this innovative thing, allowing people to manifest, allowing artists to manifest, discovering tools, living their lives, being propped up by other families in the crypto space, having patrons, utilizing innovative financial structure in order to change their lives. This is a fucking renaissance right now, y'all. If you find the tools, why would you attempt to imitate when you can innovate utilizing innovative technology, right? You won't have to think about having a fucking job if you put all your ass into this space. You won't have to think about that. You will be floated by financial families, financial institutions benefiting themselves from crypto, just like the Medicis benefited their fucking selves, right? And they'll in turn benefit you. Thoughts? I just gave you a history lesson, y'all. The dumbest fucking voice in the room just gave you a history lesson on Italy of all places. God damn it. Florence, mind you. Woo. Silence. Your silence means you're complicit, y'all. Same thing when big IPs come in to the crypto space. They're gonna start rewriting shit. They're gonna spray paint, right? This is called when someone buffs your shit, they take a spray can, usually a white can, and they overwrite your name when you write it. When you put your shit on a subway car, you put your shit up on a wall. They buff your shit. They overwrite your shit. Say, oh, this wasn't here, right? Hi, my name is blank, right? No, they overwrite your shit. So when big IPs come in and say, no, actually, no, this, right? Your silence means you're complicit.
They're gonna be throwing money around like the Medicis, but all we can do is, focus on quality.
Quality of
match 'em
life.
in the, yeah, if we can't match them with, you know, throwing around money, we just focus on what we do best, just killing shit.
Quality of life.
Not literally killing the stuffs, but I think
No,
you get what I mean.
No, I don't get what you mean. I don't get what you mean. God damn it.
I mean, slaying it like with the quality.
Speaking of slaying things, speaking of killing it, remember what I said at the beginning of season 4. I was looking for a rocket ship in the form of an eggplant emoji, killing things, slaying things, right? If shit is silent out there, I don't know where to stick this big purple eggplant. Huh? If everybody's copying each other, where do I put this fucking big ass eggplant? If they're planting flags, if they're planting their own eggplants, where do I stick this eggplant? God damn it. Stop imitating, stop duplicating, stop replicating, and start fucking innovating, y'all. Thank you so much. That was season 4, y'all. Thank you so much for coming through to the WIP. Holy shit, WIP fam. If you stuck it out through this long, if you stuck it out through season 4 too, thank you so much. Much love to each and every single one of you on behalf of the WIP crew. I'm saying much love. Obviously, I don't speak for every single person, but it's the fucking WIP crew day in and day out. They fucking kick ass. Shout out to everybody. There's a bunch of shit happening in the Token Smart server. Please check out the event channel. Attend, do all the things. Shout out to everybody again. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Much love. I'm pretty sure there'll be like some music played or some things like that. So stick around. Have a good time. I'll see you all later. Peace.
He never gets a shout out because he shouts out to everyone else.
Much love. Yes, shout out show. And we do have a cipher coming up in about 45 minutes. 3 to 4:30 Pacific, followed by Bullish or Bearish with Connie Digital in my world, and then I believe Jack's Jazz hour or so after that. So see y'all around. Oh, and I have Space Painter coming on as a guest over in Easy Street at 7 p.m. Pacific.